Bluetooth clock that's also a UV sanitizer? Let's check this out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the iHome iUV-BT1. So UV for UVC and BT for Bluetooth. And of course, it is a clock with 2 alarms and battery backup for the clock and all those standard features which you expect from iHome. They have literally made hundreds of different kinds of clock radios. They really know how to do this. And it has a sanitization compartment. This is a UVC sanitizer, and it is greater than 25 microjoules of UVC for 3 minutes, and it's a 360-degree coverage. 99.9% of viruses and bacteria will be fried, cooked, and otherwise dead when it comes out of this. So I'll put my phone in. We will actually close it. Let's make sure that it's on, and it's automatically should be working, but let's turn this on. Oh, turn the clock radio on, and it'll actually pair Bluetooth while it's doing that. But you should see, right, so you see this is illuminated here. So now there's a countdown timer that shows you how long it's going to take. Now, we don't need to watch for all 3 minutes, but I thought, what's happening inside there? And I realized I could actually just have my camera on my phone record a video. So, super sped up, here's a video. All right, sped up and edited a little bit because it's kind of boring. But here's a video of what it's like inside this UVC sanitizer. Enjoy. Isn't that exciting? Actually, it's all about the outcome, right? And the outcome is that the device or the object you put in, and I can put in a remote control or even a pair of sunglasses, right? I can do both of those at the same time. There's space. So I can just have those sanitized. Whoops, actually, no. Let's try this. So that will work. So I can have that sanitized just in case, like, like one of my kids was using the remote and then we got a positive coronavirus test and now we want to make sure everything's clean. This is one way you can do that. Now, if you open it, it immediately stops, so there's no risk of your vision. You really don't want to look at this. But I want to point out that there's a little tray in here, and that tray can come out. So these glasses didn't work, but if I put them in without the tray, that'll work. And now I can sanitize my glasses. Now, I'm not sure how many different things you actually need to sanitize in your daily life, but it is actually a really cool feature. Now, while that's going on, let's see, this should be paired Bluetooth. So let's see if I can get this to work. So, ready? Let's hear some music. Turn it up a bit. And then the volume control is on the front. On the top. And it's not bad. I mean, it's a little tiny radio that clock that you're going to have next to your bed, but also gives you pause play, which is good in this case. So let me give you a quick tour while this is still sanitizing my glasses. So here's the front. You can see it's pretty rudimentary. It's sort of an old school LCD, but it's just made up, the time's made up of those little dots, and it's entirely readable. And one thing that's cool is it has a built-in dimmer. So if it's in a dark environment like your room would be at night, then the screen will automatically dim so you don't have this like super bright light. But in the middle of the day when it's bright, this will become brighter too to make sure you can read it. Now, on the top, you can see from left to right, we have power, we have alarm 1, alarm 2, we have the button that turns on the sanitizer, volume down, pause play, volume up. Pretty straightforward. And then on the very front, there's the snooze bar. And then on the back, you can see again, like I was saying, this is a little old school. You actually have to push the time set button and then push plus and minus to get the time you want. But having said that, let's go ahead and I'm going to actually set an alarm. We'll assume that our glasses are beautifully cleaned now. And I'm going to put this little rack back in here. So now I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So for setting an alarm, you push and hold the alarm. And now it's showing me the time, and I just push the time buttons plus or minus, and there's an AM PM indicator. So we're at 103, so I'm gonna maybe set the alarm for 105, and then as you push it, you get different options. So now it's a 7-day. I can actually set it to be once or weekly or every 3rd day. And then I can do it by waking up by a tone, and then there's 4 different tones or Bluetooth. So we'll do tone, and then there's 4 tones. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So really none of them are glorious, but that's okay. That's the point, right? You want this thing to actually wake you up. And then finally you can set the volume. And one of the things you can do is you can actually set it to wake you to music. And one of the things that's really nice is it brings it slowly up to that volume. So here, our alarm has gone off. And you can hear it's going to get louder and louder. And to turn it off, you push the button. Easy enough. And it automatically now is set for 24 hours from now, which might not be what you want, so push it twice. And now the alarm's off completely. And there's 2 alarms. You could have one to Bluetooth and one to the alarm sound. So you can have Bluetooth wake you up maybe earlier, and then in 15 minutes, if you're still lounging around in bed because you're not on your Zoom call or something, then you're ready to roll with this. And that's really all I got. This is a simple, elegant, well-designed device with a nice feel to it. And it has to be plugged in. Here's the plug. You can see that it's not hugely long, but it's plenty long enough for you to be able to actually plug it in behind your nightstand and everything in your bedroom. And because of the battery backup, when I plug it back in, it'll still know what time it is. Thank goodness. Boy, I hated clocks in the old days when every time you unplugged it, you were like, oh no, I have to reset it. Or if you had a power outage, right? You'd have to reset your clocks. So 70s. So they got all that nailed. So really not much else to talk about. It's a really simple, elegant, logical solution for a problem that is indeed actually a contemporary issue. If you're just staying home, probably not a big deal. But if you're out and about, then being able to do something like this and sanitize your phone or your friends' phones or whatever else you have in your family, this can work with pacifiers and things like that, is an absolute win. So let's talk about the price. But before we get to the price, let me ask if you can subscribe to my channel. Super easy. It's that red button on the lower right. Tap or click and boom, you're subscribed. Great. Now this, still sanitizing, is the iHome iUV BT1, and it is $129.99 at Amazon.com. And if you have reason to get yourself a UV sanitizer, this is a very simple, elegant package. And let's be honest, even 5 years from now, you're still going to want to occasionally sanitize things like your phone, because honestly, if you're like most people, you take them into the bathroom with you and then you put them right by your face. Ooh, don't you want to sanitize that occasionally? And on that cheery note, we'll hope to see you in my next video.